So, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Life Hacks with Mac. I'm very excited today to interview this devilishly handsome Irishman that you can see on the screen, and I'm going to go into a lot more detail on that in a few seconds. Just so that you know a little bit about why I'm talking to him today, one of the things is the man has 25 million views on his YouTube channel. He has over 205,000 subscribers. YouTube, clearly he's doing something right. So, also known as AKA Mr. YouTube, am I correct?
Allegedly, yes.
Allegedly.
So I've been called.
Excellent stuff. So today we're going to talk about how to really grow your business. There are a lot of YouTube videos out there on how to do various things and how to grow your channel that is more, what's the word?
YouTuber-centric?
YouTuber-centric, but also, where you're trying to do it for the subscribers, and there's no real massive value for you or for your
You're trying to become an influencer.
That's correct. So there we go. That's the word. Now, with that, David doesn't focus on the gaming, the selling makeup, or all the fancy type things, where ultimately we're going to get lots of subscribers, but it's not business focused. So the beauty of what David does is he's very focused on how to help businesses get results on YouTube. And I'm really excited to delve into that a little bit today and understand how you do that, as well as the key takeaways that people can have when it comes to applying things themselves, but also how do they tap into the experts like yourself. So we'll get into that a little bit later. But the man that is David Walsh, am I pronouncing that right?
Walsh, yeah.
Walsh, yeah. South African accent, so that can go in
either way. Yeah. Exactly.
Absolutely. So one of the things that I didn't realize was you're also an Olympic champion.
Well, not an Olympic champion, but I'm a champion in Olympic sport.
So an Olympic sport, gold medal winner.
National champion, international medalist in Olympic Taekwondo.
But 13 times?
Yeah, I've lost count after 13. I think I've calculated somewhere between 13 and 16. I just lost count.
Okay, so clearly I'm dealing with a man with discipline here. So I'm going to need to be very precise and calculated with my questions and my interview today. So otherwise I'm going to get my backside kicked. But are you still involved in the sports at all?
No, I don't do martial arts. I've taken up sprinting instead. There's less contact, and no one's out to actually knock your head off, and I'm not out to knock their head off either. So yeah, I've taken up sprinting instead.
Fair dues. So if I'm correct, there's a bit of a mix over there, because you had the love of the sport, but also the success on the video side before the whole YouTube thing.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about that. Give us a little bit of insight.
Yeah, so it actually came from the martial arts. So like when you're at a world championships or European championships or a major open or stuff like that, you're sitting around for 99% of the time. Like you're on the mat for 6 minutes, and if you've got a couple of matches, then you might be half an hour competing in total out of maybe 5 or 6 days or even a week. So I was there, I would sit down and I would bring my camera. I would sit there for hours on end, just recording matches after matches after matches. So after a while of doing this, a number of friends were coming up to me and go, oh, you wouldn't have, could I get a recording of such and such a player? Or could I get a recording of such and such a weight or such and such a competition? So after a period of time of enough people asking me this, I thought, there might be a business in this. So that's when I set up my company TKD DVD. does what it says on the tin. And I set out, recorded world championships, European championships, international opens, and then put them on DVD for people to sell, because there was nobody fulfilling that market. And this was pre-YouTube, so DVDs were the thing.
If those people watching may remember those little round,
those round things, those round silvery things, yeah. And so we had customers on every continent, basically, all over the world, because no one was fulfilling this. So we built up the company to be the biggest Taekwondo video production company in the world. So like we were talking like with the international bodies like the World Taekwondo Federation, the European Taekwondo Union. We had contracts with them to be able to film their stuff. We were putting stuff on Eurosport as well. So our stuff was being seen by literally tens of millions of people worldwide. So, but the problem with martial arts is that there's not much money in it. And anyone who does martial arts, who has done it, knows there is very little money in it. So I was asked to do a product launch for somebody they do Tai Chi. They had a self-development product. And because I had that martial arts connection, and they did Tai Chi, Qigong and stuff, they said, well, you sell martial arts stuff, you can do this for me. And I went, okay. So, and I launched my own DVDs and stuff. So I had that product launch experience. So we launched that product. We made 10 grand in 2 weeks. 10 grand in 1 week, 2 weeks before the recession in 2008.
Wow.
2 weeks before Christmas in the recession of 2008. So I thought, there's more money in this launch thing than there is in the martial arts DVD thing. So that's when I moved away from the martial arts stuff, went into the product launch thing, and was doing launches and stuff, doing video. I was doing sort of website stuff because I was a web developer before. So doing the website stuff. And then I got onto this YouTube thing in 2013 for my own business, because for my own company, my web development company, I ran out of clients. And then I said, well, how do I get more clients? And it was YouTube was actually the one thing that brought in, I put up 4 videos on my channel, and those 4 videos brought in 4 clients worth about 10 grand's worth of business. So I said, there's something in this YouTube thing. I think I should do more of
it. Did you think at the time that YouTube would become what it is today?
No, again, 2013, it was still pretty much in its infancy. There was, the marketers were on there and they were utilizing it. But it was nowhere near what it is today. Like even going back, 5 years ago, about 3 or 4 years ago, like 2016, 2017, we didn't think it was, like, over in this side of the pond anyway, didn't think it was going to be anywhere near as popular as it is today.
And, it's now considered one of the biggest search engine next to Google in the world. Yeah. So if you're not on YouTube, you almost don't exist.
Yeah, and that's the thing. If you're creating any video content and you're putting it up on, say, Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn, the chances of people finding you are sort of very, very minimal. If you're not putting that same content up on LinkedIn, your chances of being found are sort of next to none. You're making it difficult for your audience to find you.
So this wasn't a question, but now I have it. I've seen people post videos on various social media platforms with the link going to YouTube.
Yep.
But then I also see people doing the original content and uploading that onto the platform. Now, I know there's different views on this.
Yeah.
With regards to if you post a YouTube link on, say, Facebook or LinkedIn,
yep,
their platforms, my understanding is they don't like you diverting their attention,
yep,
to another platform.
Correct.
So what are your thoughts on that and how to best make sure that your content's being seen?
It depends on what outcome you want. If you want to grow your YouTube channel, then you can put a snippet of that original YouTube video on natively on LinkedIn and Facebook and even Instagram or whatever to drive traffic back to your YouTube channel and grow your YouTube channel. If it's to grow your business with video, then you can put those videos natively on each platform in full with the call to action to go to your website or pick up the phone or whatever that call to action is. So it really depends on what the end result you're looking for.
And I think that's a really good differentiation there, because the simple action of having a clip of the full thing to drive people to, so you can grow your channel.
Yeah.
Or alternatively, whether you're actually trying to drive leads out of the content within that video.
Exactly.
So it's really important for businesses to have that clarity on what is it that you're trying to achieve. Because I know myself, I have put out content in the past where I've tried to achieve both at the same time.
Yeah.
And then it falls flat in both directions.
You're trying to do two things and you achieve none.
Okay. So I know people are on here because they really want to know some YouTube kind of meaty bits. So I wanted to ask you, I guess, to get it out of the way, the top 5 fails that you see when it comes to businesses trying to get some form of visibility for their business on YouTube.
Well, the biggest one is to think that they can put up a video and get instant traffic. It doesn't work that way. Time and time again, I get it. And that's not just from businesses, but people who've put up a video, they've started their channel, they've put up a video, they search for their name or they search for the video title and they can't find it on YouTube. YouTube gets, well, they say they get 500 hours of video uploaded per minute. I think it's probably closer to 600 right now. And I think it'll be announced fairly soon by YouTube that it is 600 minutes or 600 hours per minute uploaded. Wow. So that's a lot of video to index. So if you've just got your little, hey, this is me, these are my services, and you've put it up on your dinky little channel and you're competing against, like we mentioned earlier, all those influencers, those people with millions and millions of subscribers who are garnering all of those eyeballs on YouTube, chances are it's like trying to get a teaspoon out of the Nile. You know, it's just an absolute nightmare. You're not going to find yourself. So you have to be consistent with your content, because it's going to take about, I reckon, well, we've calculated about a minimum of 2 months of uploading content on a regular basis for YouTube to actually index your channel and take you seriously. So there's your hurdle. So you need to be... You need to be uploading for about 3 months before you're actually going to get enough traction on the platform.
Okay, so that I mean, that's a big learning curve right there, because a lot of, I would assume, and from the people that I've spoken to, a lot of people give up in the first even few weeks. Never mind.
Exactly.
3 months.
Exactly. It's like 4 weeks, 5 weeks. Oh, I've put up 5 videos and I'm not getting anything. And the phones haven't rang. You know, I've got 2 views, all of these things. And it's like, well, you know, it's a long-term game. You know, like all organic marketing today, anything for free is a long-term thing. You're either going to pay with it time or money. So you can drive traffic by running ads to it, or you just got to wait it out, upload content on a consistent, regular basis, and your content has to be good. And that's probably the second biggest mistake that businesses, that even anyone on YouTube makes, is that their content is just crap. And I'm going to tell you how it is. Their content is crap. There's no personality, there's no energy on the video, and that they just come across as the same old as everyone else. And it's easy for people to just, if they're watching on their phone, to just go swipe next. Or even you've got 20 videos minimum on the right hand side if you're on desktop, and you'll just go, oh, shiny object, click, gone. If you can't hold their attention on video, then they're not going to bother. They're not going to click, and they're not going to watch all the way through to your call to action, which is the most important part of your video for business, to go, hey, come visit our website or come subscribe to the channel, that I'll give you more value, and then you will eventually buy something from me.
I could jump right ahead because I've got questions bubbling away in my head. I'm going to take one step back before you even get to the content.
Yeah.
And look at things like title. Talk me through title. How important?
Our titles. They're up there with the quality of your content, your thumbnails, because this is all part of your content. Like the title is metadata, but it is also part of the content itself. So before you start anything, you need to know, well, what am I talking about? Time and time again, like we've had clients in the past They'll just come up with an idea for a video, switch on their phone or a camera, blurb down it, throw a video file at us and go, hey, do something with that. And I go, well, what's the title? I said, I don't know, you tell me. So the first thing you need to start with is your title. And this is when we're working with clients, is that we give them a list of titles to create, because we know it's got keywords in them that we want to rank for, that we know people are looking for. It's not just keywords for the sake of keywords. We actually have search volume data behind that, that we know there's enough people looking for those keywords that we can get in our video in front of those eyeballs. So the title, is before you even make the video, is probably the most important part, because you've got to have your keywords, you've got to have your hook in there, like what's going to entice people about what to watch this particular video. What about this particular piece of content is different from everyone else's, and that's what you get across in the title of your video.
So you've covered so many things in that 1 minute.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people will miss this if they haven't been on YouTube before. Is, you know, you've talked about SEO, you've talked about the hook, you've talked about, you know, the outcome that you're trying to achieve.
Yeah.
You know, and doing all that homework prior to just, hey, let's switch on, let's do a quick record.
Yeah.
And you know, so 600 hours. Did you say 600 hours a minute is being uploaded?
Well, let's say 500 hours of video are uploaded every single minute on YouTube. Like we started, what, like 15 minutes ago? So we're talking 62, quick math. So 6,250 hours, or 6,000, something ridiculous anyway. 7,500 hours of video being uploaded in the 15 minutes we've been on.
Now, I know some people are probably watching this video up to this point and they've gone, I just give up. It's just
exactly.
It seems like an insurmountable mountain to overcome.
Yeah.
Now, I'm sure we could spend probably just an hour on title alone and how to put that together.
Exactly. And that we spend literally hours working on that for clients alone. And because again, if they don't know what to talk about, then they're not going to get that information across in the video. We're not going to have good enough video to get in front of eyeballs. So yeah, it's like the very beginning of the whole process is, well, what's the title of their video? And again, there's a reason for this, that people ask us, like, what's your biggest problem when it comes to YouTube? I don't know what videos to create. So, and so all of these things are for a reason, but the title of your video is probably the most important part to begin with for your content.
I guess two questions, and I don't want to go into too much detail because this is really where experts like yourself come in and help people with that.
Yeah.
But what type of tools would you use to try and even start to understand whether your title is going to rank, whether it's going to be up there, you know, with so many hours of video?
The easiest one of all is actually the YouTube search bar and the Google search bar, because you can start typing stuff in and the autocomplete on the search bar will tell you what keywords people are searching for in their search engine. And they are ranked by search volume. So the one at the top is actually the most popular keyword, keyword phrase. So just even the YouTube search bar or the Google search bar, because they're both different search engines, will give you the keyword terms or keyword phrases that people are actually typing into that search engine.
Such a simple answer. I like simplicity.
And that's how you can use YouTube and Google against itself to tell you what you need to know.
I thought that was going to be a little bit more complex, but you literally hit the nail on the head.
That's the first place we start. Then you can do searches within, you know, you do searches and see what content comes up. You see what phrases they're using in their titles, how many views they're getting. And there are other tools out there, like there's Keywords Everywhere, there's vidIQ, there's Morning Fame. You know, there's other tools out there, but really just start with the search engine itself. It'll give you enough data to get you on the right track.
And that's both from search term, because it already starts completing it for you.
Exactly.
And then it's also volume.
Yeah.
Which also then ends up being the SEO keyword.
Correct.
As well.
For that particular keyword phrase, yeah.
For that phrase, yeah. So that's a very simple way to start. Okay, so
very easy.
I'm going to move on from there. video backgrounds.
Yes.
Now, I have one that I know is probably you sitting there going, Mac, I need to fix that crap. Excuse the language, sorry. And I've had a few people say that, so I'm working on that, and that'll be done. However, for yourself, is yours a backdrop or is yours the real thing?
No, mine is real. Mine is real.
Yep.
You can see it's all here.
That's what I thought.
Real shadows. It's all real.
And when it comes to people doing video, what are the, okay, let's put it this way. 2 of the big fails that you see,
yeah,
and then the top 2 suggestions on making sure that you can get it right.
Yeah, so this is what I call like flat video. So the lighting is flat, the background is flat, everything's bland, it's all the same, it's absolutely rubbish. In fact, I was with a friend of mine a couple of weeks ago. I went to his office because his videos were flat, and he says, look, come and sort out this stuff for me. So we went up and we just moved him away from the wall, which is, very simple thing to do, but then you don't have this bland background behind him. And again, he was in a service office. So it was like a magnolia beige wall. He's sort of pasty white anyway. So he sort of blended in with the wall, which didn't help. And we just took him off the wall. We used a light similar to what I've got here. We put a blue light behind him because blue works with your, a human's face is sort of orange in complexion. So they're opposite colors on the color spectrum. So blue works very well with complexion. As soon as we put the blue light on him, he looked like he was on Baywatch. He had a lovely suntan. He looked so much better, and he wasn't a pasty white person anymore. But then we gave and this is what I call texture. So we gave texture to the background. We shone the light on the wall. So then we have a nice coloration there. He's separated because he's orange-ish in color. We've got a blue background, so we've got separation there. So there's more texture just to the picture itself. We just tweaked his camera a little bit, changed the color settings on there, and really the difference was night and day with the image. So take yourself off the wall, and I've even learned this the hard way myself. Like if you look at my videos from probably about earlier this year, I was flat. Again, I didn't have this blue light. I didn't separate myself from the background. I have a like behind this gray backdrop, I actually have a sort of greenish, light mint green wall. It's hideous looking. And I was sort of meshing into that. I was like flat with the wall. My complexion was terrible, but I worked on it, moved my lights around, moved the position of the camera. And because I've got a tiny space right here. My office is literally so small. So I had very little room to maneuver. So just changing the camera position, changing the lights from one side of the camera to the other, getting this light and changing like this background here. Very simple things, completely change the look and feel of the video.
And clearly all anybody has to do is look at this video and look at your side of the video and my side of the video. And there's a clear difference. I will fix that. Anyway, I'm going to leave that one alone and move forward. So thumbnails.
Yes.
Now, I've seen all kinds, and I've experimented, and I'm one of those who tries to data dump. So unfortunately, I'll squeeze so much into the little thumbnail, and people look at it, and it's just so busy, and it's a pointless thing. Your thumbnails are all very, title, face close in.
Yeah.
Is that for somebody who's trying to, I'm trying to think of typical clients and some of the people that ask the question. So people that are in the IT industry,
yeah,
people that are in the financial services, etc. What are your suggestions with regards to thumbnail? Crisp and clean, or can it actually be a little bit more? I don't like using the word authentic too much, but you know what I mean.
Again, there's a number of things at play here. So if it is more of a sort of like a Facebook Live style video where it's rough and ready, maybe you've got your phone, you're out and about and it's a bit shaky and you're talking to the camera, whatever, then having something that's like authentic type thing, that's a screen capture of your video, with a bit of text on it, or just to create, it might be an emotive facial expression or something like this, can work. From a business perspective, it's rare that a banker is going to be walking around with their phone talking to their camera. with an emotive story or something like that. Now, I'm not saying it will never happen, because it could, but it's highly unlikely.
Yeah.
Whereas if you are doing business stuff, like chances are that you are in a set like this, or you're in an office, which is your set, and that there's not much wiggle room on, like, you're changing positions and stuff like that. So I like to templatize stuff because it just helps with time. So your thumbnail is actually very important, and it's the style is dependent on yourself. But what you've got to figure out is, well, what style works for your audience, because the style that you might like might not be the one that gets the higher click-through rate. So the one I've got is very simple. It's person on the right looking at the thumbnail, text on the left. And there's a reason for that. First of all, we read from left to right. So if you've got the text on the right, then you're going to read across your face, and then you're going to read the text. So what you want to do is have the read the text, it sees your face. Reads the text, sees your face. Reads the text, sees your face. So they're getting that connection with your face every single time that they read a line of text. You want to have minimal text on your thumbnail as well. People are getting text exhaustion on thumbnails. So when you've got like 57 words trying to explain a whole big video on your thing instead of one quick hook, then you're going to fail big time with click-through rates on your thumbnails. So those are the things. It's just put the person on the right, put your text on the left, and keep your text to a minimum 4 lines tops, and 2 or 3 lines if you can, with just as big text as you can make it. So like when we design thumbnails, like we make it like tiny in Photoshop. We make it as small as possible so that we can read the text at small sizes. Because if somebody is on their phone, on the tube or on a bus or whatever, and they're swiping away and they can't read your text, they're not going to stop. They're not going to click on your video, and you're not going to get that view. So those are tips for your thumbnails.
Wow, revamp coming along. Absolutely tearing me to shreds here. Loving it. So with the text that's on the thumbnail, should that be a repeat of the title, or should you have something totally different there? I mean,
well, again, you've got to find out what works for you. For some people, it could be a hook, like it could be something to invite curiosity. It could, like, your video title could be the top 3 things to get a woman to say yes to a date. And your text on the thumbnail could be how to get, how she said yes, something like that, or will she say yes? That sort of thing. So again, you can play, these are things you can experiment with and find out what works for your audience, because different audiences work in different ways. If you're appealing to a more older audience, you definitely want bigger text because their eyesight isn't as good as, say, a younger audience. But you also want to have something that will capture their attention, whereas the sort of Instagram style drama type hook may not work with an older audience, which would work with a younger audience. So again, it depends on the audience. And again, going back to your video, it depends on what outcome you want them to take.
Again, so much, and this is, and I can't emphasize this enough for people, is you can go out there and you can do these things yourself.
Absolutely.
But
if
having an expert,
just go to my channel, rip off everything, because what we do works. So take my style. I've had people rip off my thumbnail, literally rip off my thumbnail images, but take away the style that we use, tweak it for yourself, look at my video format, tweak it for yourself. What we do works. And this is how we apply with our clients too.
But at the end of the day, you could save so much time by coming to an expert like yourself.
This is very true. If you want the shortcut, talk to us. But as I say, you're either going to spend it with time or money. It's up to you.
Yeah. Either way, you're going to have to spend that investment. And clearly, one of the things that you mentioned right in the beginning is this is not a short game.
Correct.
3 months,
YouTube
consistency.
Anything with video today is a long-term game. Unless you're putting paid ads behind it, it's a long-term game.
And again, if you're putting paid ads behind that video, you might as well pay to get it done properly in the first place.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay, so thumbnail, we've got that one. Video formats with regards to holding people's attention.
Yes.
Now, for businesses, talk us through that, because there's, the kind of 60-second thing, the 30-second. There's people that are doing, an interview like this one, which is an hour.
Yeah.
What are your suggestions there?
So again, it depends. Oh, well, goes back to my original statement. It goes back to what is the purpose of the video? What's the outcome that you want? Now, for us in the, like, if you're in the how-to space, and this is where YouTube comes into its own, because it's a search engine, more and more people are going in how to XYZ. They don't go to Instagram to find out that stuff. They don't go to LinkedIn. They don't go to Facebook because they're not search engines. They're social platforms. So with how-to content, people are expecting those tips and tricks, or how, the answers to that how-to question, to be that bit longer. So if it does take half an hour to show somebody how to do XYZ, people are willing to spend that half an hour to learn how to do XYZ. So this is where you can play the long, you have longer form content, and YouTube is the home of long form content. And if you look at Facebook, they are following the exact same thing. And I guarantee you that more and more videos on Facebook will be, they are 10 minutes or longer. Because they know, and it's all about ads. Every single platform is all about serving ads. Because Facebook know that they can serve.
The new television.
Yeah, exactly. It's like they're serving ads mid-video. And if they've got a 10-minute video, they can put 4 ads on one particular video. YouTube is the exact same thing. And this is where they learned it from, that they're able to put mid-roll ads on the videos. So they want more content that's 10 minutes longer. You'll see if you watch a video on Facebook, in the feed underneath that, guarantee you most of those videos are over 10 minutes. And I noticed this like at the beginning of the year. It's like I was lying in bed Sunday morning, just watching a few videos. And all of a sudden I was going, why am I on Facebook, like watching another 11-minute video? The next one's 10.5 minutes. The next one's 12 minutes. And I was like,
your life's gone by.
I was like, I knew straight away, this is what they were doing. They want more longer form content. And this is, the YouTube is the home of long form content. Getting back to your original question. YouTube is the home of long form content because a how-to thing isn't just a 60-second answer. They know that. And this is why your potential customers who come to YouTube are further down your funnel, because they're already looking for a solution to a problem. Whereas with Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn, they may not know they have the problem, but when they go to YouTube to find the solution to the problem, they already know they have a problem, and they're more open to paying for a solution if that solution is correct for them.
Okay, so I have a question off the back of that, because I know there are going to be a lot of people who would do long form videos, whether they, it's somebody in the financial services space, they're going to talk people through investments, or there's going to be somebody who is in the afterlife services, they're going to talk about wills and trusts, or life insurance. But there are also a lot of personal development people that are coaches, and that will have videos half an hour, an hour. Do they then, is it advisable to chop those videos into micro bits and have them on YouTube as smaller bite-sized chunks as well as the full length?
No, I would not do that. Okay, I will put a caveat to that, because I was just talking about this earlier on about on another thing. If it like, again with this interview, what I would do, I would take snippets of this video from my channel, because the video is on your channel, and then refer back to the full video on your channel. For your own content, I wouldn't necessarily do that unless you're the likes of Joe Rogan, who will take, like, in his interviews can go for like 2-3 hours. So taking a 10 or 20 minute or 30-minute snippet and putting it on his channel works. But if you're in the personal development space and you're doing a meditation that is an hour long, there's no point in making that into 12 5-minute pieces, whatever it is. Just do the one thing. Again, it's how you position your content as well. Because what I found on my channel is, like, I create end-to-end tutorials, like how to set up your YouTube channel. And that's a 16, 17-minute video. But I just go complete step-by-step guide. So if you position it as a whole thing, like from the outset in your title, that it's not going to be short, then people will already know that before they click on it and expect to be there for that bit longer.
So that's a really good point, actually, because depending on the format and the device that you're watching on, you can forward somebody a WhatsApp link as an example, and people will watch the YouTube there. Actually, I have a few questions on that. That's just come to mind.
There's a surprise.
But one of the things that it doesn't always show you the time bar anymore. So depending on where you're at, I've found myself, somebody sending me a video on WhatsApp, and it's on YouTube, and I'm watching, and I think, oh, okay, clearly it's on WhatsApp. It'll be 30 seconds, maybe 2 minutes. And then like 5 minutes in, I'm sitting there going, how long is this video? And then I go onto YouTube, and it's an hour, and I'm like, I don't have an hour right now. So if you're going to do the kind of long format videos, is it good to kind of preempt that and have a bit of a format where during your introduction, you say, hey, just to let you know, what we're going to be doing today is we're going to go through X, Y, Z. It will take us about 30 minutes or 45 minutes. So you set and manage that expectation from the beginning? Exactly,
yeah. So it's like, I would put like words in the title, like full explanation or complete guide or something like that. And the thing is that it's not just that one video, that if like, especially like for life insurance, these are very specific niche products. Now you could have like lots of videos around that particular thing that you're talking about, and you can refer to that video. So you could take snippets of that, like in a separate video, a separate piece of content, and then just refer back to that video. And in the video it says, and if you'd like to learn more about this particular product, I've got a full explanation of what you get, all the ins and outs, and the step-by-step thing that you need to do with this. Click on that link up there, and you can get the full 30-minute video where I explain everything fully. So now you've told them this is a full video, and you get the full ins and outs of this particular topic.
It's interesting how, and you're listening to somebody who's clearly an expert in the game. A lot of these things sound so natural to you as you say them. For many people, they won't realize that what you're saying, the complexity behind all the extras that come along with that.
Yeah, and then people think of like one video as a standalone thing. They're all integrated. You should be pushing people to more and more of your videos. If you've got a topic, this particular topic, and you've got a topic that's similar to that, send them to that video, because if they've watched the topic, if they watched a video on that particular topic, chances are they'll watch more of that particular, watch more of a video on that particular topic. So just keep referring them back to your videos, and because the longer, this is all about watch time, which is the key currency on YouTube. It's not views. Subscribers are a thing, but it's all about watch time. And the more you can get people to watch more of your content, the longer they watch your individual videos, and the more of those videos that they watch, that's the more currency you get on YouTube, and the more success you have on the platform. So if you have the opportunity to refer people to watch another video, and especially if it's directly related to the topic you've just talked about on that particular video, send them to that video. Don't just give a wishy-washy call to action. Hey, watch more videos. Please subscribe. Leave me a comment. All of these weak things that people do, and they wonder why they're not getting any success on their YouTube channel. It says, if you like this video, make sure to watch that video there, where I give you the next 10 things you need to do to get more success in with X, Y, Z, whatever. So it's like, that sounds interesting. I am interested. I will click. Then you get more watch time, and then chances are they'll become a subscriber or contact you and buy something from you. Rant over.
Man, there's so much in there. Loving it. So many different things. The referring. Now, there's several different methods to do that. Best 3 ways that work.
Okay, so you've got two tools directly in YouTube itself. The biggest one is end cards. So YouTube have given you this tool called end cards, which is the last 20 seconds of your video. You can tell people to subscribe, watch more videos, etc., etc., etc. That is one of the best things you can utilize. It's in there already, and there's a reason YouTube put it in there, because it keeps people on their platform. So you can use that to keep people on your channel, watch more videos, subscribe to your channel, get to learn more about you, and eventually buy something from you. So that's number one. Second thing is cards, which is a little thing like the little eye icon you'll see on the top right of videos. You can put in links to other videos in there. Now, one thing to make sure that you don't do with that is to put your card too early. You want to put it after the halfway mark of your video, because if you get people to click off your video too early, your audience retention drops and your video doesn't do as well as it could. And the third thing is just to put a link in the description. Because you can tell people, because depending on where people will see the video, if it's in WhatsApp, they may not see the eye on the thing, but they might click through and see the description or something like that. So you go, if you want to watch the next tip on this, make sure to click this video right here or the link in the description below. So you can get people to click on that video in multiple places. Other ways as well, I'll give you a fourth one, a bonus one, is in the comments as well. So you can put a comment in there. Make sure to watch the next video on how I explain how to grow a top hat from a pear tree. In the next video, click here. And then you can pin that particular video to the top of the comments. So when people scroll down to look at the comments, they'll see that link right there. So there's 4.
Okay. So many questions off the back of that, because I made, and through my journey on YouTube, and you know, I have several channels and so much to learn, and I've learned tons already in 7 minutes. With the end cards,
yes.
You know, and that's one of the things I can't emphasize enough, because I made the error right in the beginning where one of my security company, I had no end cards, and it didn't even cross my mind. And one of my videos went on to hit 32,000 views in the first like year and a half. And I was sitting there going, wow, look at that, but nothing happening. And then I found out what was happening is because one of the products in there, YouTube automatically recommended something similar. Yep. So guess what? It was going to a competitor. And I was sitting there driving heavy traffic to all my competitors. So really important. Now, on that, what is, if you've got a video and it's doing well, but it's getting lots of views, but you're not getting any calls, or you're not getting anybody clicking on your what is the best call to action to make sure that if you're getting a lot of eyes on your video, that the call to action for a business is a lead? You know, somebody's phoned you up, they've filled in a form, they've clicked on it. You know, how do you get them to take action?
Easy. What is the major pain point that video somewhat solves? Because it shouldn't solve that whole pain point. And if you're making videos that solve the whole pain point, stop it right now. I'll tell you, stop it. You're doing them a disservice and you're doing yourself a disservice. So you should be putting a little band-aid on an itch that they have that is part of a bigger problem that they've got. That's all your content should be doing. It should not solve a whole problem for them. So when you've scratched that itch or put a little band-aid on the cut that, you know, the big gash that they've got, but they've still got blood oozing out, you then offer them the solution, which is the next step. So it could be a free report, or call us to help you solve that blood gushing out of your carotid artery right now, and we'll save your life, you know. So offer them the next logical step from that particular solution that you've provided. So in my case, it could be, if like this, how to use, you know, the 3 top ways to use YouTube for your business, make sure to download my free report, the top 10 mistakes businesses are making when using YouTube. Click here and download that now. So now I've got them into my ecosystem. I can then start following up with them. I could do a follow-up video series or email with them and says, if you've got a real problem, give us a call. We'll hop on a complimentary 35-minute call, and we'll see what solutions we can help you with.
You are going to be sharing that link, yes?
Pardon?
You are going to be sharing that link, yes?
Yes. Yes. Well, yeah, we will be sharing that at the end. So, and that's an open loop for you right there, to make sure to watch all the way to the end, and don't just skip. So make sure that you're just scratching an itch, but you're not solving the real problem. And then give them something that's logical, the logical next step for them to take. Typically a free report. I like to give it something easy to consume. And we're finding that in marketing today, that people just want something that's going to be 5 minutes or less to consume, 10 minutes tops. I used to do the whole video series. I'm moving away from that because people don't want to watch, you know, I was like, oh, he's got me another email today. I've got to watch another 10-minute video and all of these sort of things. Give them something easy and quick to consume. They can recognize that you're the expert in that particular area. You scratch their itch for a little bit more, but again, you haven't solved their carotid artery being wide open and gushing with blood. You've just put your hand on it. You got a little bit of pressure, but it's not sustainable. They need to have that logical next step to call you, buy your product, your digital product, physical product, whatever that is, to solve the main problem that they've got.
So for me, by the sounds of it, this is where the big differentiation comes in between having a business channel where you're trying to develop leads,
yeah,
or a more cosmetic type YouTube channel where you're trying to drive traffic and monetize a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah. It's like there's, again, I was having this discussion today about how the multiple ways you can monetize a YouTube channel as a business. Like it's not just, you know, you're trying to get everybody and their dog into your business from every single video view that you get. 5%, maybe less, will probably take the next step and move into your ecosystem to download your free product or make that phone call. So if you're leaving 95+% there, then what other things can you offer them to monetize that particular traffic? But that's a topic for a separate discussion. You've probably got 20 different questions popping in your head. So I'll answer the question you asked. So what you need to do is, like, you need to nurture your prospects. Some people will be hot. They have a gash on their neck, blood is pumping out, and they need surgery right now, and you can offer that surgery. Some people have a little scratch. They need a bit longer. They may take 6 months, they may take 12 months, but by providing that valuable content on a free and consistent basis, then they come around to wanting to get into your ecosystem. Some people may just not have the money right now, even though they want your services, but people who don't have money are not good for your business. So it's good to keep providing that value for them, that you have that mind share, and they may recommend other people to your business, even though they can't afford it themselves. And then you've got people in the middle who they can afford it, but they're not uncomfortable enough to take the next step. And that's where you don't want to solve their problems in your videos. You want to solve part of their problems. Then turn up that notch a little bit. If you still have that blood oozing out of your neck, but you know it's not uncomfortable enough, it will get worse. You're going to wake up one night and it's going to be blood everywhere and you'll need surgery. Call me now before that gets to that critical point, and we can help you with that right now. So you just want to, with those people in the middle, you just want to turn it up a little bit, make them that little bit uncomfortable so they move into your ecosystem that bit quicker. Okay.
So you've kind of covered an absolute ton so far, and I think a lot for people to think about and digest. And you know, just watching 1 or 2 minutes and then applying that to your channel and coming back, you know, could be a process that helps, especially if you're in that situation where maybe you've recently pivoted and you know, finance is tough, but you've got to do a lot of the stuff yourself. Or alternatively, you have the option to reach out to an expert like yourself and, you know, get that clear guidance and fast track the process and hopefully avoid a lot of that pain along the way. So I'm conscious of time. We've got about 10 minutes left. And I really, you know, one of the main topic of leaving money on the table you've alluded to. Let's get into that. What are you referring to? Where am I leaving, or anybody leaving money on the table with their business channel?
Okay, so if you are an expert, and even if you sell physical solutions, like or physical products or products that, you know, intangible products, but they have like insurance or stuff like this, there are other areas you can monetize your YouTube channel. Like, again, if you're selling, say, alarms, and stuff like that, and you sell the physical alarm that goes on your house, that goes woo, woo, woo when somebody breaks in, what other services and stuff that you don't sell that you can refer people to? Are there Amazon products like smoke detectors and stuff like this that you can send people to on Amazon? Maybe you do a product review that people can buy on Amazon or some other platform that you can get an affiliate fee for. So there's other ways you can monetize your particular YouTube channel rather than just your products directly being sold on there.
So, and that helps with additional content. It also helps with you keeping eyes on your channel.
Correct.
So
it gets
may not
more
have
eyeballs, especially if a new product is released. If there's this brand new life-changing smoke alarm, if you're in that space, and you do a product review, chances are there's lots of people looking for that particular product and looking for reviews of that. That's why, when a new iPhone comes out, there's like 20 bajillion videos on YouTube around the iPhone or the latest Samsung or whatever. People are looking for reviews before they go to buy. These are people are looking to buy. So if you have a very niche product and people are looking for a review of that niche product, it's 99% chance they're going to buy in the next couple of days, maybe the next couple of hours. Statistics show that people who watch a video are 70% more likely to buy that particular product from watching the video. So why not take advantage of that? Put an Amazon link in the description and get a couple of quid for referring that particular product.
Okay, so you've given a lot of additional ideas there just for somebody who is thinking, well, my product's very simple. How much can I really do on the video content? So they can spend time on complementary things that would go well with their product.
Exactly. So what are the additional products that you would recommend people buy? Simple as put a resources page on your website or create a PDF file with affiliate links to Amazon products that they can buy. Simple as.
What about, I'm just thinking outside the box, if you've got, say you're in a specific industry, say life insurance, and a complementary product is somebody who does, wills and trusts, would you then put a link to somebody that you would refer in that as a partner potentially in the link? Or
exactly. Just call 0208 blah 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 blah, reference my link or something like that. Give them a reference so they know where it's coming from. And as long as you've got a trustworthy relationship with that person who will credit you with that referral, then there's potential to make revenue from that. Like it could be just a quid pro quo where you refer people to them, they refer people to you, and no money changes hands, but you're still able to track how many referrals are made.
So how would you track that if they click on the link? Is there a way to actually pick that up on YouTube where you can see, hey, well, I've got 10 links in my description? And
what you can do is you could put a link tracker on your website. So it could be your site.com/link, affiliate link. And then you can see how many times that link is being clicked through. So the traffic that's going through. And if you send them 1,000 click-throughs and they say, no, I haven't got any clicks at all, then there's something up.
Yeah. Very good tip there. Fantastic. What else can you do to monetize? Because obviously I found you got somebody's probably watching this thinking, okay, well, I started my YouTube channel a month ago, 2 months ago. And I haven't even got to how do I increase my subscribers yet. But so many questions, so little time. But they may be in a situation where they've just started the channel. It's got 4 hours, maybe 4 hours could be a lot in the beginning. And they haven't got the number of subscribers because YouTube what's the limitation that you have before you can monetize through YouTube?
You need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time.
Do you need them both or either or?
Yes, no, you need both because you can get the subscribers. You can buy the subscribers, just like you can buy followers on Instagram. But getting people to watch 4,000 hours of your content, that's the real trick. And that's why that's in there rather than just the subscriber numbers. Is YouTube need to know that your content is good enough to get 4,000 hours, and that's a lot.
That is.
So that's the hurdle you have to get to be able to monetize that. Now, I do know there was a question asked on LinkedIn about smaller channels and are they better today and da-da-da-da-da. So I will tie those two together. Now,
okay.
We're moving into the area where micro niche channels are becoming more and more popular. And another area of monetization is getting sponsored videos. So if you do like tech reviews or stuff like this, you can get free products. You'll get paid to review products and stuff like this. We get approached every single day to review products or give away products and stuff like this, because like over 200,000 subscribers, we're a target for companies to try and get in front their my audience's eyeballs on their products. So as a micro channel, like if you've got like 1,000 or 2,000 subscribers, but they are very rabid, they love everything you do. So it could be in a tiny niche. It could be, say, martial arts. It could be crafting. It could be skateboarding or whatever it is, or a particular game or something like this. You can monetize that, because if you have a very rabid audience, that's worth a lot more per head than going after Kim Kardashian or these big influencers type of thing. So having a smaller channel can work in your favor today because it's not about going out to the masses. Brands want their eyeballs on the specific audiences that will love what they have to offer and are more likely to buy. So micro channels will work very, very well today. And that's another way you can monetize your content, is with branded content.
Sounds like there are an absolute ton of reasons why people need to come and speak to you. I can go on and on with questions. I still have about another 50 that I could ask. The main one that I know a few people asked is, how do I get subscribers? How do I get followers? Do I go and market that off YouTube? Do I market it on YouTube because YouTube doesn't even know me? And now with 500 to 600 hours a minute going up, what do I do? So,
okay, so it starts.
What's the best?
It's okay. Well, there's no one single thing. There is no one single thing. Like, it starts with your content. You need to have good content, and it goes back to the very beginning. If your content is crap, no one's going to watch unless it's for all the wrong reasons. So you need to have great content. You need to provide value in there. You need to have a hook at the beginning to give people reason to want to watch in the first place. You need to have a great thumbnail. You need to have a great title, all of these things. But you need to have great content to begin with. Provide value in your content. You need to talk fast enough that you're not boring people to death. But the other thing is that with your hook, is that you have a strong call to action at the end, is that you tell people to subscribe. I've had this time and time again. People, how to get people to subscribe? And it's like, well, what are you doing? I actually had this a couple of years ago at YouTube. In fact, I was at an event down there and I was talking to this guy who was he had 130 million views on his videos on his channel, but he had only less than 30,000 subscribers. I was over 100,000 subscribers at the time, and I was about coming up to 20 million views. And I says, well, with 130 million views on your videos, you should have like 200, 300,000 subscribers. And he goes, well, what do you do? I says, I tell them to subscribe. He goes, oh, I don't do that. And I had to bite my lip, because the thing that was running through my head is, you don't ask, you don't get. Well, you're a freaking idiot. If you just want to be like that, fine. Your channel will die. But tell people to subscribe. Have a strong call to action. Nothing wishy-washy. Don't ask people, oh, I'd like you to subscribe. It'd really be really nice. That sort of thing. Is like, hey, if you like this video and you want more content like this every single week, click the subscribe button and hit that notification bell, and you'll be notified when we upload videos every Tuesday. Direct. What David said, by the way. Call to action. Simples. Wow. So the other things is, yes, promote your content as much as possible. Put it on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, wherever, Snapchat, Snapgram, whatever you want to call it. TikTok, put your content every single place you can. If you're on LinkedIn, create an article and embed your video in the article. Your article will get good SEO value. That will backlink to your video. Your video will get more SEO value. All of a sudden, you can find your videos at the top of Google along with your LinkedIn article with your video embedded in it. If you have a blog, make a post, copy and paste the transcription of your video, make that into a blog post, embed your video. Put it on every single platform you can get your granny to do it, the dog to do it, every single person on the planet to share your video, put a comment on there, and reply to your comments as well. If somebody's taken the time to leave a comment on your video, have the courtesy to reply back to them, because you don't know where they're going to be in the next 6 or 12 months in your ecosystem. They could be there with I say checkbook in hand, but credit card in hand, waiting to give you money because you had the courtesy of going, thank you very much for your content. What problems do you have when it comes to life insurance or whatever it is that you deal with? So just be human. At the end of the day, be a human being. Even if it's a corporate channel, be a human being. It's person-to-person contact. People buy from people. Simple.
Whew, action-packed. I think we've got an hour of so much content and so many things to go and apply. If you haven't got one nugget out of this, then
you're watching the wrong video. We're definitely watching the wrong video.
Clearly watching the wrong video. So remember what David said, subscribe, hit the bell, all the rest of it. Go and put comments down at the bottom that David can go.
What's your biggest takeaway from this video? Put it in the comments area below. We'd love to know what that is.
I think we're going to have a lot of reading. David, I want to thank you so much. I'm not going to bore you with many more questions because this is where if they've got more questions that we've already covered, then clearly it's time to step up and just reach out to somebody like yourself and get that expert guidance. So firstly, massive thank you for the wealth of knowledge that
you're very welcome.
How do people connect with you? How do they reach out to you? What's the call to action for you? Or for those people watching right now, so that they can take the next step.
Perfect. So if you just want free stuff, you can follow me, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/David Walsh online. If you are a business and you want to know more how to use YouTube, especially the biggest mistakes that people are making on YouTube, go to davidwalshonline.com/gift. That is the 10 biggest mistakes businesses are making with YouTube. And then we can set up, if you're interested, subscribe, opt in for that particular download, and then we can set up a free 45-minute consult call with you and see how we can help you grow your YouTube channel and your business with video.
Wow. Thank you, David, so much. Really appreciate it. And for those watching, make sure that you take action. Listening to this video is a great pastime. But if you don't take action and go and implement at least 1 or 2 little items,
exactly,
there will be no change tomorrow.
Exactly.
So, David, again, thank you so much. Fantastic interview and loads of content. Much appreciated.
Thank you very much, Mike. It's been an absolute honor to be here.
Thank you.